Morning, everybody. Kevin here from Watches with Joe and Kevin. Moving on to season 5, episode 6 of The Sopranos. Really tough to watch. I feel like episode the last time out with the bizarre relationship between Adriana and Tony. Relationship is obviously I don't mean like romantic relationship, but I mean definitely on the verge of crossing into some weird territory. I'm glad Tony's back in therapy. I'm glad Dr. Melfi gave him great advice, which he did not follow. Tony gave himself an awful lot of credit for not hooking up with Adriana, and very vehemently defended himself for not hooking up with her. But let's face it, he was going to try if they didn't get into the car accident. That was the plan. Christopher's not wrong. They were driving out to get drugs at 2 o'clock in the morning, and he's right on where it was going. The car accident is what prevented it from either happening or Tony at least trying to make it happen. Terrible idea all the way around. Melfi said, maybe you should keep this at an appropriate relationship. Tony did not listen. He said when he was in there with her the first time, he said, I didn't do anything. Yeah, you also got stopped then too. You didn't do anything because somebody else walked in the room, not because you controlled yourself like a responsible person. Tony's a little bit out of control right now. He's completely unmoored. His family's completely broken. He's a single father right now to AJ, which he clearly is not cut out for and hates. He had a cancer scare to start the episode, so maybe he's feeling his mortality a little bit, and thus, wanting to be with a significantly younger, more attractive woman might be, his last clinging efforts of youth and vitality. Who knows? But Tony is a complete mess right now, and made a complete mess out of that. I think that there's so many external threats right now. The FBI with a couple of informants, Johnny Sack in New York, and all these outside forces kind of coming at Tony, kind of boxing him in, impending danger on the horizon, really. And he's kind of AWOL in that he's just a mess right now. He almost killed Christopher. Christopher took a shot at him, or tried to take a shot at him, so you can kind of see why it almost went there. Tony B saved his life, or good for Tony. But I don't think we're anywhere near resolving some of these issues. And, as we get towards the end of the run of the show, and we still have a lot of episodes left, anything can happen. There's a real possibility that some of these are, dominoes falling that kind of lead to whatever the end is. We shall see. Going to get started here. I want to thank all of our Patreon subscribers who are here with us. Thank you, guys. And give a special thank you to the super patrons. AB, Actuary Lurker, Balish Foldes, Chris, Derek Peterson, Devin Garneau, MTC93, Jamie Morgan, Jeff, Christy Goverston, Natasha Norris, NJ, Sudugundo Vrapu, Torgeir Lingstad, Trey Contreras, WerePanda47, Yannick from Montreal, Jojo Potato, and Wolfgang Wolf. As always, thanks so much, guys. Really glad you're here. In the description below, you'll see the link to our Patreon page for full-length watch-alongs. You're going to have to sync and watch along in your own source material, though, due to copyright law. I'm kind of curious if the problems between Tony and Christopher last episode that emerged are like a permanent rift, Like, Tony said, get over it. He convinced Christopher that nothing was going on in the car at the time, but that's a big thing to get past for somebody as insecure as Christopher. Really glad he's sticking with this.
Fuck.
Did somebody steal the truck?
Ugh. I got a whole leg coated with neosporin. I just spent an hour with the cops explaining how it went down.
I don't forget you professional.
Oh my god.
Well, just so you know.
I didn't take your truck. I lost my study guide, my fucking flashcard.
Yeah.
Sick of this fucking prejudice against ex-cons.
I never hire you if I don't need Tony Soprano for union.
Oh, that guy sucks.
Hey, I thought you liked the other one, the corn pops. Here, take it.
With no juice either.
Ooh, he's such a brat, man.
Pick up whatever you want.
She doesn't know the difference between fruit roll-ups and Pop-Tarts.
I know, everybody's an idiot to you. Well, as far as I can tell, you spend most of your time on the phone or sitting on the couch perfecting that pissy look on your face.
Dad coming home drunk sounds like you.
Oh, no.
What the fuck did you say to me?
What the fuck on me?
For what? For what?
One of these days.
These two should not be living together alone.
Now you got nothing.
Didn't have it so bad with your mom, did you? Okay.
You're welcome.
Oh.
I hated to call you in, but I got this midterm report from Mr. Fisk, Anthony's English teacher.
Carmela's shirt's giving away the plot.
The second, Fisk said, was suspiciously cogent.
Plagiarism. Yeah.
Anyone else shows sudden improvement, he gets a gold star. My son gets his act together and suddenly he's a cheater?
He doesn't have his act together.
I have met this Mr. Fisk. He is a cold fish. Couldn't you or one of the other teachers talk to him, tell him how hard AJ's trying?
Can you talk to him and tell him how hard AJ's trying?
That's why I thought it important that you come in.
Oh.
Though it did take me about an hour to decide what to wear.
Oh, me too.
Oh my God.
Well, we can't do justice to any discussion of Madame Bovary over the phone.
That's the thing, though. That book was way over my head.
It's like 400 years old, yeah.
I mean, who admits this stuff? Not only are you very attractive, you're unpretentious. You say what's on your mind.
So I'm a big mouth. There are other things to think about. My husband, for one.
Well, your husband's going to have to get used to the idea that your life is moving on.
I'm not worried about my life.
Yeah.
If he found out, is going to break his son's teacher's legs. Not to mention how that would play in the admissions office in Arizona State.
Yeah. I'm not so sure.
One thing I learned in recovery, other people's definitions of you, sometimes they're more about making themselves feel better.
That's actually really nice.
Keep your eye on the tiger, man.
That was one of the nicest things I've seen Christopher do on this show.
How goes life these days?
Actually, I think I met somebody.
Really?
Oh, that's what this is about.
Now, I like him as a person, too, of course, don't get me wrong. The funny thing is, I was sure he was gay.
Oh my God.
When I saw him the other day, he looked at me with this intensity.
Yeah, he did.
You know, if you really want to discuss this, I think we should include Tony in the conversation as well.
What?
Why are you sounding, I don't know, kind of hostile?
Because he's jealous.
Well, maybe you should send the papal nuncio to Tony and remind him of that. Why am I the only one held to any kind of...
I think that's a fair question.
If this is wrong, why did God put this man in my life?
Is it God that put him there? Or is there a particular need you have right now?
That was a shut up move, wasn't it? That guy sucks. That guy's always sucked.
Obvious.
5:15. I haven't punched in yet. This is still my time.
I feel bad for him. He's trying so hard to go straight.
What's the thing? I get stuck with you, I think. Oh, shit. God damn it. You lazy American and criminal.
God.
You work for Kim and Future. Like a Korean people.
God.
But I become Chan Susunga, the boss. That's why I try to help you.
Help me how? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I got a travel agency in a mini mall over at West Cornwall. Shitty business.
Okay, so use the space.
You pass test, then you, me, my daughter, we make the big success journey. Okay?
Okay.
I don't know what to say, Kim. Thanks.
All right. I like how that turned around that relationship a little bit.
I'm sorry, I don't see why the two of you can't work this out between yourselves.
Maybe I don't want to live in a place where people use violence against children.
Oh my God.
This is demoralizing.
Well, now, maybe you
That a
see...
son of mine would even consider calling in the authorities.
Family meeting?
Yeah.
Try to stay awake, AJ.
Keep walking.
You wanted to live with your father, AJ. Live with your decision.
I don't like it there.
I mean, it's funny, I thought I was the problem. I make you miserable, remember?
Yeah.
I will not tolerate cursing.
After 16 years of uninterrupted potty mouth from you people, I get slammed.
This is my house. You will treat me with...
Yeah, you're the kid, right?
All right. Go get your stuff from the car.
You know, Tony is kind of awful, but this did work out to where he got to see, like, maybe cool dad isn't exactly the right answer for me either.
We played that just right.
We.
I think his time over there with me whipped him into shape a little.
No, that's not what happened.
I think you see a difference.
He's scared to go back to you is what it is.
Why do pissing, shit, and fucking all happen within a 2-inch radius?
Everybody asks that, Paulie. There's no answer for it.
They're all sources of pleasure, though.
Get the fuck.
Kareem?
You're looking for money. Why not come to me?
Well, this is different.
Yeah.
The whole prison thing is not that different from being an immigrant.
Word to the wise. Remember Pearl Harbor.
Oh my god. Polly's so dumb.
Madame Bovary. It's the first edition. Well,
Whoa.
Modern Libraries, first edition.
Yeah, okay.
I think he could have said what he has to say with a lot less words.
Outside, nothing happens. But inside, she has these extremes of boredom.
He is all up in her face.
And what a wonderful thing to have in a den.
You know, you look really beautiful in this light.
She is so nervous.
I don't know if I should at all. I'm feeling like some teenager, which was, believe it or not.
I'm glad that she was open with that.
I have to tell you, I haven't been with anyone.
You're a virgin? This is my lucky night.
Oh my god, man. I was supposed to read this one, and I did not. I think I, like, a spark noted it. He's sneaking in like a teenager. Did she feel guilty? All right. Tony's going to be the abbot, right? in this scenario when he finds out. Oh, she's scared of him. Okay. I really hope he passes this.
I'm only authorized to inform you that your score meets or exceeds the required minimum for licensure. As you're now board certified...
Nice.
Honey, you passed.
That's
You
awesome.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh.
Oh my God, look at you. You did it, baby. You did it.
Yes, you did.
Have you heard of Abelard and Eloise?
I think it's Heloise, and from what I remember, it ends badly.
I know, exactly.
Yeah.
If it never happens again, Carmela, I can't absolve you of a sin you're going to continue to commit.
You do it all the time.
Tells jokes. But will he be there beyond the here and now? When you're too old to walk to the bathroom, will he be there to help?
This really sounds like jealousy.
Not only that God will touch his heart, but that he'll touch yours as well.
Yeah, he took that personally. And I remember that he almost gave into some temptation with her, too. What a hypocrite.
Oh, I can get you the koi.
Really? Giant carp? How the fuck do you get that?
It's done.
Tell me about it. Amanda, this is my cousin Tony.
Hey,
Don't even think about it, Tony.
we could keep it up front with the koi thing, if we're still doing that.
Koi's taken care of.
Well, I got a book. Nice meeting you guys.
Of course.
She's not gonna do massage at all. She's Kim's daughter. She's trying to find herself. She'll do the books and shit.
Nice ass.
Oh my god.
Think you could put in a word with number one daughter there?
For what?
You know, get some of that Kung Pao coochie.
You fucking guys, this is important to me.
Yeah.
I will say that he took his time.
I ain't not getting off that easy.
Can I watch TV first?
Promise me you're gonna work later.
But you gotta help me.
I will.
Yeah, she lost her son, man. It's gotta be hard to watch.
He never fought those goddamn chicks who killed him. Oh my God. It hurt.
It was Ralphie. He's dead. What was that?
Jerks. Garbage pails are right there.
I don't think that was probably trash.
Holy fuck.
What?
The cash.
They were probably thinking they were being tailed by the cops.
Honey, your parole.
Oh, they're gonna keep the cash?
Gotta be 10, 12 grand.
Look at this. You're doubly blessed.
That's not blessed. This is gonna be a problem.
But you should put it into the business.
See, I gotta start thinking like that. It's a learning curve.
Somehow this is all going to go very wrong.
AJ, wake up! I'm not gonna do this by myself. How are you gonna finish this paper? It's not gonna write itself.
She's got Cliff Notes to help him write a Lord of the Flies paper. All of this happiness for all these people is all going to come crumbling down so fast.
Well, she's obviously some girl who was an expert on Lord of the Flies 3 years ago. This is an A+ paper.
Of course he's cheating.
I will make sure that he brings it in. Okay, goodbye, Mr. Wegler.
I made reservations at that crab place down by the shore.
Dude, take a hint.
We didn't leave your goddamn socks here? Your underpants?
Marking his territory a little bit. So clearly Tony assumes that everything's going to be fine between the two of them.
Just keep thinking about AJ and that girl's paper.
Oh, it's a pretty common thing, Carm, really.
I never did it.
Pace with the kids who seem further ahead.
You know, you ask me. I think he was driven to cheating. Mr. Fisk, he is...
Oh my God.
I mean, how hopeless would you feel if you really worked on something and still got a D?
I've been there, Carm. You're worrying for nothing, I promise.
We are seeing a lot of AJ's bad behavior being influenced by Tony. Including the homophobia was like almost word for word.
What kind of mother am I? I mean, look at us. You realize under the laws of the church, I am still married?
The church?
I can't do this tonight. I'm sorry.
Give her time, man. She's married.
I can't.
Come on, shut the door. I'm gonna mind you and hit the sack for the next 14 hours.
And now he's got to go to work, and he's going to look like a joke to his business partner.
So what does it mean to the kid who really breaks his ass in here? If Fredo Corleone can get a C because you asked.
There it is.
His background?
He's not wrong. He's just wrong about the motivation.
Hey guys, what do you think of Daddy's business? Jason, Justin, I'm talking to you.
I like it. Yeah, it's nice.
Oh, he bought him like Game Boys.
Mom says we need helmets to ride the scooters you got us.
We'll stop at Sports Authority. Come on, do your homework.
Where?
Yeah, this money didn't work out.
That was fast.
I took a shortcut.
Okay. See, let her work through her stuff.
What's the matter? You okay?
Maybe we should take a time out.
What? Really? Why?
Because he got called out in front of his teachers.
I just think we should not do this.
Oh, no.
It feels like a quid pro quo, sleeping with him to help AJ.
I think you're a user, Carmela.
What?
Maybe you saw an opportunity in me and you just took what you needed.
I don't think that's fair.
Oh, my stomach. I feel sick.
You strong-armed me using the only weapon you have, your pussy.
Okay, too far, yeah.
Take it easy.
Believe it or not, I thought you cared about me.
I just thought you should know how I feel.
Fuck you.
Okay, was that a threat?
You blew the whole 12 grand?
What are you, stupid? I got 400 left.
Ugh, that was dumb. Oh, he's getting. I said why he was struggling there. He just had to get the door. It was a really cool the way they shot that. Just watching him struggle and stumble. Kind of the point of the episode.
Huck, you good plumber. Right over here. Where's the Caldwell?
Where's Caldwell? Where's Caldwell?
Oh my God, man.
So, partner, we open in 3 days, huh?
What are you doing?
You fucking crazy!
Why?
Fucking scam artist!
Yeah.
Why? That went wild in a hurry.
You're still young, Mel. Good-looking woman. There's no reason you shouldn't move on with your life if that's what you want.
Well, she tried, and it kind of blew up in her face a little.
Hey, sit down. You want something?
Does Tony know what he did?
So, here's the thing. You mentioned you might need someone to run the swag airbags.
So that's it. Now he's back into life of crime.
Bring me a vodka rocks and get me some kind of a cushion, will you?
He's going to find out, right? Didn't Mr. Kim know him? what a roller coaster for Tony B in this episode, from his work ethic and him getting hurt over the truck robbery and fighting with his boss, but staying the course and studying and passing his exams and having the opportunity to have somebody front him for a business, and finding that $12,000 just destroyed everything. His relationship, I don't know if they were married or just girlfriend, but damaged that relationship maybe beyond repair. Certainly destroyed the business venture that he had with Kim, and now because he doesn't have any other alternatives, it looks like, not any real options, it looks like he's just going to go back into his old lifestyle. What a swing! All over finding some money. It was a terrible thing, that $12,000 landing at his feet. You know what? His girlfriend should have said, yeah, spend all $12,000 on a ring for me, and maybe you'll go straight and narrow. But you know what, though? Honestly, maybe not. That was probably always there under the surface, just waiting to kind of jump out, just lurking there as far as who he is. He hasn't been able to really escape his nature. Which is kind of a nice bookend with Carmela, who's concerned that she'll never be able to escape her past. And her past is just, I was married to Tony, therefore I'm always going to be cursed with being Mrs. Tony Soprano, no matter what. David Strathairn's character there was ultimately pretty awful, right? He made some bad accusations. I didn't think that that's what was happening. I can see why he'd go there a little bit, but I just felt like she needed time to process a little bit, like my son is struggling. I can't really focus on intimacy right now. I'm really frustrated with AJ. That's completely reasonable. Now, the timing of it, I can see why he would be concerned, but I really hate the fact that him, who fancies himself an intellectual, right, who really knows the English language quite well, couldn't express his concerns any better than he did. The accusations and the vulgarity of it. Like, well, I'm just telling you how I feel. No, you were attacking. It was an attack. There are ways to convey concerns without automatically putting somebody on the defensive. It's not that hard for a person of his age and education to understand that he completely put her in a position where she either had to, one, agree with him that she's a terrible person, which I don't really buy in this situation, or two, walk away like she did and say that this was a terrible idea. There was no way that was all going to work out okay. Just dumb move on his part, and it probably does make, we have Tony B and Carmela here, right? Neither one of them seem to be able to escape their old lives, so I think we're looking at both of them going back to it. Tony B said it right in this episode, right? Do you have, was it this stealing and reselling airbags, this scheme that he wants to get into run? So right back into the crime life. And it looks like Carmela's going to do the same thing, right? I can't have anyone other than Tony because everyone expects me to be Mrs. Tony, so maybe she ends up back with Tony because of that, because she doesn't feel like she has other options, just like Tony B doesn't. The priest, who I really do not like, kind of said as much. Like, you can't, you made an oath, you took a vow, you need to go back to Tony. I'm disappointed. I can't offer you penance because you may not be done sinning, as if anyone who confesses is done sinning. But okay. Yeah, he sucks. I think the hypocrisy inherent there, when he came really close to hooking up with Carmela himself back in season 1. And I know he stopped himself and he says, I was tempted and I didn't give it a temptation. But as I recall, the temptation, he didn't fight the temptation. He vomited because he was drunk. And, she said some things to him that kind of made sense about how he is a guy who kind of preys on that kind of attention from inaccessible women. He likes that attention. And I feel like that's threatened now because Carmela might have found another man she's more attracted to. I don't like that guy. She saw a different priest for a while. Maybe she needs to go find that priest or a different priest and go to him. It might be time to be done with this guy. Certainly, he's like, well, you found this other man and you go to dinners and and you do projects together, but will he be there for you? Well, you're out going out to dinners with her and you're doing projects with her. Are you going to be there for her forever? Yeah, I think he was motivated every bit as much by jealousy as any sense of duty. I don't trust the guy even a little bit. Man, what an episode where some dark turns happened. I guess we'll see how this all plays out. I don't know if Tony ever finds out about the teacher and Carmela. We'll see. I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Thanks.